Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi class, today we're gonna learn about linguistic, especially in the part of semantic. But before we go to our material today, let's talk about what is the definition of linguistic. Linguistic is the scientific study of language. It investigates the structure, meaning, and context of human languages. A linguistic's goal is to understand how language works, how it occurs, how it changes over time, and how it applies in communication. It's not about learning to speak many languages, but about understanding the system and rules and underpin all languages. Move to the next, let's talk about the main branches of linguistics. The core of modern linguistic study is typically divided into the following main branches, which focus on different aspects of the language structure. The first is phonetic and phonology. Phonetics study the physical properties of speech sounds, and phonology study the pattern and organization of sounds within a specific language. The second is morphology. This branch studies the internal structure of words and how words are formed. The third is syntax. This branch studies the structure of sentence and the role of combining words into phrases, clauses, and sentences. Fourth is semantic. This branch studies meaning in language. It focuses on the meaning of words, phrases, and sentences in isolation and compositional meaning. The next is pragmatics. This branch studies the meaning in context. So now it investigates how factors like the speaker intent, the audience, and the situation influence the interpretation of linguistic literature. We're gonna learn together. So the first slide, we're gonna learn about the meaning of semantic. What is the meaning of semantic? Semantic is the study of meaning. The meaning of words, phrases, and sentences in a language. When we study semantics, we try to understand what words really mean in general, not what one person thinks or feels they share. So, semantic focus on objective meaning, shared by everyone, not the subjective meaning, personal or emotional. So, the next slide, we're gonna talk about the purpose of semantic. Now, here, semantics tries to explain what we all know when we understand the same meaning of a word, phrase, or sentence. For example, everyone who speaks English understands what the sentence "the boy eats the hamburger" means. Semantic studies how we share that knowledge of meaning. Next, the type of semantic. There is two types of meaning in semantic. The first one is the conceptual meanings. This is the basic main meaning of a word, the kind you find in a dictionary. Example, needle. In dictionary, you can find the definition of needle is a thin, sharp, steel instrument. That's the literal and conceptual meaning. The second is associative meaning. This is the extra meaning people personally connect with a word. Example, some people might think of pain, blood, or saving when they hear needle. These are personal association, not the real dictionary meaning. The next is why semantic is important. Semantic help us understand why some sentences sound strange or meaningless, even though they are grammatically correct. For example, the boy ate the hamburger. It makes sense, right? But if the hamburger ate the boy, it's grammatically correct, but it's semantically strange. Why? Because the conceptual meaning of boy includes a human who can eat, but hamburger does not have that property, it cannot eat. So, the sentence is semantically incorrect even though it is syntactically correct. Semantic feature. Semantic features are like tiny parts of meaning that help us describe what a word means. For example, is it alive or not alive? Is it human or not human? Is it female or male? Is it adult or child? We show it using plus or minus sign. Plus means yes, it has that feature. Minus means no, it doesn't have that feature. For the example, you can take a look at the table. Next is semantic rules. Instead of only looking at word meanings, we can look at what role each word plays in a situation. For example, the boy kicked the ball. Kick is the action, the boy is the doer atau pelaku, and the ball is the one affected. So, each noun in the sentence has a role. Agent, the doer. Agent is the person or thing that does the action. Example, the boy kicked the ball. The boy is the agent. The dog catches the boy. The dog is the agent. Agents are usually humans, but can also be animals, machine, or natural force. Them. Them can be a thing or a person. Instrument, the tool used. If again use something to do the action, the thing is the instrument. Example, he cut the rope with a razor. A razor is the instrument. She drew a picture with a crayon. The crayon is the instrument. The next is still in semantic rules, experiencer. Experiencer, the one who feels or senses something. If someone feels, hears, sees or knows something, they are an experiencer, not an agent. Example, the boy feels sad. The boy here is the experiencer because he feels sad. Did you hear that noises? You in here is the experiences, and that noise is the them. Location, source, and goal. These are also place or movement. You can see the example on the table. Short scenario example. There is several examples from the semantic rules. The first is Mary saw a fly on the wall. Mary is the experiencer, fly is them, wall is location. Next is she borrowed a magazine from George. She here is the agent, magazine is them, and George is the source. Next is she killed a bug with a magazine. She here is agent, bug is them, magazine is the instrument. Last example is, she gave the magazine back to George. Since here is the agent, magazine is them, and George is the girl. Next slide, we're gonna talk about lexical relation. What is lexical relation? Lexical relation is the study of how the meaning of words connected to each other. Here, the first is the synonym. Synonym is words that have very similar meaning. For example, big, the synonym is large. Buy, the synonym is purchase. Next is antonym. Words that mean the opposite of each other. Example, happy, the antonym is sad. Hot, the antonym is cold, and etc. Hyponym, one word is a specific example of a bigger group. Example, animal, dog. The dog is the hyponym of the animal. Flower and rose. Rose here is the hyponym of flower. Next is homophones. Homophone is different words that sound exactly the same. Example, to, two, and two. Homonyms, words that have same spell and sound but have different meaning. Example is bat as animal and bat as sport. The next is polysemy, one word that has multiple related meaning. It means that one word have many meanings that related to the word. The example is head, part of body, head, person in charge, and head, front of a beer. Metonym, using one word to refer to something that connected to it. The example is the White House. The White House here can mean to the US government. Last is the essential role of linguistic knowledge. Linguistic provides the scientific framework necessary for a teacher to analyze, explain, and effectively teach the complexities of the English language. It helps them diagnose student errors, structure, and lesson logically, and understand the process of language acquisition. The first is understanding the language system. Linguistic breaks down language into its core components, allowing teacher to give clear, accurate explanation rather than relying on vague notion. The second is error analyzing and problem solving. Linguistics provide the tools to move beyond simply correcting a mistake to understanding why the mistake happened. The third is teaching communicative competence. Language proficiency is more than just grammar. Enjoy the video. It is about using language appropriately. Bye bye. See you on the next video. Cover this aspect through semantic and pragmatic.